I am so excited today about this interview. We are going to talk about fun with a splash of confidence. Fun with a splash of confidence. And I want to start off by asking you to help me welcome with your listening ear Tashanna Harris. She is the Aquatics coordinator of the Renaissance Point YMCA. She's been working for the YMCA since the age of 15 and has been teaching swimming lessons since the age of 16. Over the years, Tashanna has taught, and coached hundreds of kids. Many of those kids are currently on swim teams or at school or in clubs. Tashanna is currently in the Guinness World Record book for being a part of the world's largest swim lesson. Tashanna teaches class and hosts aquatic community events throughout the year. This community jewel has goals that are community connected and endless goals. Welcome and thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So, I just want to start off with since 15,
yes.
What were you doing what kind of job did you hold at age 15?
I was a lifeguard at the age of 15.
Oh.
Yeah, that's where it all started.
That's where it all started. And how did you develop the love for the water?
Well, it was an accident, actually, because I was one of those kids that were terrified of water. I didn't learn to swim until I was 10. That's when we moved to Fort Wayne from Jersey City. And my mom was like, you're going to do swim lessons. And I was like, no, I don't want to learn how to swim. I'm cool. She said, no, you're going to do it. And so I did swim lessons from the age of 10 to 11. And then I did swim team. And then 13, I did the junior lifeguard. And then they said at 15, you get certified. So when I turned 15 on my birthday, actually, I took the test and I passed. It was hard, but ever since then, I fell in love with the water.
Tashanna, so you were originally afraid of the water yourself?
Yes, ma'am. It's weird. It's weird. But
that is why you are so good with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. You are amazing with the kids. Let me just tell you guys a little bit about how I met Tashanna. I'm Yaya.
That's Yaya. Yes.
And she has an awesome memory. I started out, I wanted my grandson to learn how to swim. And so I signed him up for swim lessons, not knowing I had to get in the water with him.
Yes.
But I signed him up for swim lessons, and I was so amazed and comfortable from the first time that I brought him into the pool area because of how you were interacting with the kids. And so that's how we started and got connected. But do you only teach lessons to children, or is it adults as well?
I teach adults and children and adults with special needs.
Oh.
Wow. So I teach 6 months to adult, pretty much. And the oldest I've taught, she was 82. And she learned. She had doubts that she would learn how to swim. She's like, I'm too old. I'm like, no, you're fine. And I made her feel comfortable, and she learned. And she's in the water every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Now, are you serious?
Yes.
That's awesome.
She's an amazing person.
That's awesome. So tell me about anything about this journey or this love for swimming. Kudos to your mom for pushing you to swim, to get lessons. But what along this journey has been the most significant part of it?
Well, as I gotten older and, when I got certified in lifeguarding, and I told myself, I said, I think I want to start teaching kids how to swim. And so I did some research and everything, and the statistics on how many kids drown each year, or what's the demographics of each race that takes swim lessons or learn how to swim.
Mm-hmm.
So when I did my research, and I was like, I don't like those numbers for African American kids. I'm like, that's not cool.
What was it?
It was only 64% don't know how to swim. And
it's high, isn't it?
It's very high. And so I said, I don't like those numbers. And I don't like how people always say, oh, Black folks don't swim because their hair going to get messed up or they're afraid of the water. Yes, we're afraid of the water. We don't care about our hair that much, you know. And so once I found that out, I said, I want to teach. And then I started teaching right then and on. And I haven't stopped. So I've been teaching since the age of 16. Straight.
What makes those babies look at you in the water and then eventually just jump? That's the amazing part. They just like
jump in the water. Well, it's just, I always have, I have a different teaching style than other instructors.
Okay.
I'm a big kid. And so most of the kids, they say, oh, you're just an adult, da-da-da-da. I'm like, no, I'm a big kid. As long as I have fun, you have fun, we're great.
And that's what you do so well.
And I just connect with the kids. I gain a trust, a love for them. They know I'm here to help them, not to hurt them. And we just go from there. I have kids that been with me since they were 8 months old and they're 3, or they're a year and a half and now they're 7. So I've had kids growing up in the program, and it's amazing.
It is amazing. It was amazing when I saw Desmond jump. I was like,
yes.
She's like, yeah.
Because you were on the sideline. Right, he's not going to do it. I'm like, he'll be fine. I promise. And he jumped right in the water, wiped his face, and went back and went to do it again.
He did. I just love you, lady. Wow. Let's talk about a little bit about those statistics. What I read, so I bought some of these today to share. And what she said, when she says, how many did you take?
Took a lot.
I'm trying to promote confidence in the water here. Mm-hmm. And so I want to just read a little bit of this. It says, every day, 2 children die as a result of drowning. In fact, drowning is the second leading cause of death for children between the ages of 5 and 14. That's just amazing to hear that. Mm-hmm. And that's across the board. That's just not with children of color.
It's
right?
Across the board.
And so you're a part of that, helping our children just gain that confidence. Mm-hmm. What more do we need to know about those statistics? You told us a little bit.
Yeah, so 64% of Black children cannot swim. 45% Hispanic children cannot swim. As well as 40% of Caucasian kids can't swim. So I know that when you go to swim meets and other swim things, you don't see a lot of children of color or minorities. It's mostly Caucasian. Mm-hmm. And so that was one of the other reasons why, I got into it. And so just going into that, it just makes me work even harder to try to get more kids into it. I'm like, you can swim, you can do everything that anybody else can do. I'm like, it's a lifelong skill. Right. Everyone is entitled to it.
What can we do to make our children or kids more comfortable around the water?
Well, just going, I know some people, when I talk to the older ladies that I work with, they said, I learned how to swim when my dad or my mom threw me in the water and I just had to sink or swim. And so most kids, when they give the fear of the water, is from their parent because their parents had a near drowning experience or they know someone that had that near drowning experience.
Okay.
So to get them confident with the water, just bringing them around the water more often, swim lessons, open swim at any Y or any rec center that has a pool, just something to, don't make them fearful, because when I teach the babies, they're not fearful at all. They're in the water, they're kicking their feet, they're floating and everything, but it's that parent that instills that fear onto them.
Okay.
So we have to eliminate that.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. What age should we begin?
6 months.
6 months?
6 months.
Whoa.
The earlier the better, but it's never too late to learn. So you can do it too.
You're reading my mind. It's
yes.
Like, what?
You can do it.
Very nice. Very nice. Talk to us about how, and then I want to get into your program of confidence. Talk to us about this Guinness Book World Record.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in 2014, I was the head lifeguard at the branch at that time, and the coordinator she was getting interest into the world's largest swim lesson, whereas it's different countries and different aquatic facilities throughout the whole world, and it's on the same day, same time, and the same lesson. So, and it was in 2014, can't remember the exact date, and we were a part of that. It was the Renaissance Point branch and the Parkview branch during that time, and it was at 11 o'clock. It was from 11 o'clock to 11:30, and we taught the same exact thing. Didn't have the same amount of kids as other places because we didn't know how many other kids had, but we taught the same lesson, and we were a part of that. And so now we have our branch and the list of instructors, and I'm one of them in the Guinness World Record book of 2015.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing.
That is, congratulations.
Thank you. It was amazing. I was like, I'm in a world record book. Oh my God. I'm like, oh my God. And I told my mom, she was like, are you really? I'm like, yeah.
My name goes down in history.
It sure does.
Right. That's cool. Do you teach in a different way when you're teaching adults versus children?
Yes. So with the children, I'm the big kid. And for adults, I'm that trusted niece, granddaughter, daughter.
Okay.
And I take my time. I'm like, what do you want to learn? Like, what is your goal? What do you want to get out of this? Okay. I had one lady, she said, I just want to learn how to float. And I was like, okay, I can teach you that in like 10 minutes. And so she just wanted to learn how to float. So every time she came to class, we just floated. She didn't want to swim. She just wanted to learn how to float. And I said, okay. So with the adults, I just take time and I'm like, what do you want to learn? Do you want to be able to keep up with the grandkids or keep up with your kids when it comes to swimming in the lake or ocean or whatever? And we just go from there. With the kids, I'm a big kid. We have fun. They don't even know that they're learning how to swim because I do different games.
I know. I watched you. You are amazing.
Thank you.
I took that picture off of the website of the little girl just jumping in, and that's what I remember. That is where I married with my grandson. That's cool. What about men? Is it easier to teach men to swim versus women, or?
It's the same, but I know it's harder for males to float because they have a lot of muscle mass, whereas women, we have natural floaties. So.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I've had men, do class before. They usually don't stick around for the whole 7 weeks, but they get some of it and then they're like, okay, I got it. And then that's it.
Do they look at you like this little?
Yes.
If something happens to me, this little lady, she's gonna help
me. They do. I'm like, I'm very strong in the water. Trust me. It was like, no, you're not. I'm like, yeah, I am. Don't worry, I got you. I mean, don't underestimate the small person.
Right,
please don't.
Right. With the skill.
Right.
Because you're skilled, honey.
Thank you.
All right. So tell us now about what does it mean to be confident in this new program that's going on at the Y. Talk to us about that. The splash, fun with the splash of confidence.
So, fun with the splash of confidence, it's all about just being comfortable with the water. We don't want anyone to be afraid of the water. And, when you build confidence, you can do a lot of things. So the main goal for a lot of kids that do swim lessons, they want to be on swim teams sometime. And so what I do is I get them ready for that. I'm like, you have to be comfortable. Make sure you're doing all the strokes correctly and everything. Just getting them ready for whatever they want. I had one kid that did swim lessons, and he was so confident he tried out for the basketball team and made it. So it's just building. It's more than just swim lessons. It's a lifelong thing, and it's for life, pretty much.
I love that.
And so it's more than just swim lessons. It's just building that confidence. It's like a virtue that they need. We don't want to grow up shy all the time. I know I was, but with swimming, I branched out of that. But
that pushed you into another area.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Tell us about the Y. So you work for the Renaissance Point Y.
Yes.
Talk to us about the upcoming swim lessons
that
are available if you want.
So the upcoming one is the Fall 2 session, and it starts October 28th through December 15th. And if you're a member of the Y, you can register October 14th in branch, over the phone, or online. And if you're a non-member, you could do it in-house, which is on the branch, online, or you could call in. And it's for 6 months through adults. So, and I teach classes on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and special needs on Monday. And I also do private lessons as well.
Nice.
So I'm pretty much there every day.
Mm-hmm.
I do most of my private lessons are on Saturday and Sunday, but I got a call today to do one on Tuesdays as well. So I'm in the water pretty much every day. It's okay though. All love. All love.
And so so you don't have to be a Y member to take these lessons.
No, you don't.
And if you want to contact, can you give us the contact information for people who might want to take the lessons?
Yes. Mm-hmm. You could call the branch directly, and it's the Renaissance Point YMCA located 2323 Bowser Avenue, Fort Wayne, Indiana 46803. Phone number 260-447-4567. Or you could call me directly. My direct line is 260-755-4886.
Thank you. Tell us about some experiences that just really resonate in your heart.
Well, I was teaching a group of children. They were all siblings, and they were doing private lessons. And I never taught them before. I didn't know them beforehand. Most kids that I know with private lessons, they were in group lessons before, and then they branch out to private lessons.
Okay.
But I never knew this family at all, and they contacted me, and I said, okay, I could schedule this. And so we did it during the summer in the mornings, and I was teaching one of the older boys, and we were doing just regular freestyle, and I was telling him, I'm like, okay, we're going to roll over to your back, and you're going to float. And when you're on the float, I want you to yell like you need help. And so he had to understand why he needed to do that. So I explained it to him. He said, okay.
Why did he need to do that?
So it's just like if anyone are swimming and you get tired, you float on your back and you yell out help or anything, and someone can come get you so you don't drown. Okay. So it's a safety thing.
Okay.
And so we did it for 2 weeks and everything. And so the next week we came, his mom pulled me to the side and she said, I just want to tell you what you did. I said, what did I do? Did I do something wrong? She said, no, you saved his life. And I was like, what are you talking about? So they went to a lake, and he drifted off into the deep end of the lake where he couldn't touch. And he rolled over and started yelling. And the mom looked and ran over to him and got him. And so when she told me that, I just bawled, cried.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, little things like that, it just sat in my heart. And that little boy is such a good swimmer now, and he doesn't get afraid or anything. And so from then on, I taught his younger sister and his younger brother, and it just stays in my heart. They live down the street from me, and I see them almost every day.
Once they build that trust, everybody just trusts you.
Yeah, everybody does. It is one of those things that it's just natural, and then it's a God-given thing, and everyone was like, you're so patient. I'm like, you really are. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I don't know how, but I am. I just take time with each person that I come in contact with. It's just one of those things I do.
I'm just going to tell this one story. So when Desmond started, he would run around the
pool, the pool deck. Yes, like, I remember.
Picking up stuff. It's like, yes. Why are you doing it? You're like, yeah, he's okay. Okay, so I just like, I wanted him to get over here and get in the water. He's like, he's okay, because he had to get used to his environment. Yes. Oh, honey, God bless you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Do you remember when he did his swim show when he was in preschool? How he swam from the deep end to the shallow end? Yes,
it's all a blur.
I know that's when he went to Nebraska, and he was in the preschool class for the Y. And they used to come, I think every Tuesday and Thursday, to have swim lessons with me. And then they did a Christmas show where they just like, this is what we're doing and everything. This is what you guys are signed up for. Okay. And then the springtime, it was like their graduation. And they all swam from the deep end to the shallow end. And I remember all the parents were like crying, my baby did that. I'm like, yeah, your baby did that. And I remember Desmond, I think his mom came to the show too, and she was not livid, but she was so scared. She's like, he's going to jump in. I'm like, yeah, he's fine, don't worry. And I remember when it was time for Desmond to jump in, she stood up out of the chair. She was getting ready to jump in. I'm like, he's fine. And he got up, wiped his face, and just took off swimming down the end.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes. I love Desmond.
I like amazing.
I love all the kids.
I know you love all your babies.
I do.
I've watched you. Awesome. What is an experience that you've had that you wished you could have changed? Anything?
let me see. I wish I started sooner. I wish I wasn't so afraid of water. And it's not like...
Honey, you started at 10. How early did you want to start? 5?
Something around there. Something around there. It's just, I was afraid of water for nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't have a near drowning experience. I didn't like slip or anything. It was just one of those things I just had.
Yeah.
And my mom didn't know how to swim at that time either. And neither did my brother. And so I wish I started earlier. And then if I started earlier, I probably would have taught earlier. And yeah, I would have probably started sooner than what I did. But
does your mom know how to swim now?
Well, she did. She actually passed away 3 years ago. But she knew.
To hear that.
But she knew how to swim, and the way she got into it, she watched me and my brother and swim team and everything. She's like, I'm gonna do it. I said, you're not gonna do it. You're not. So she's like, I'm gonna get other people to join in with me. I'm like, no one's gonna do it. Adults don't know how to swim. It's okay. And so what happened was, we had our church congregation sign up for swim lessons.
Oh,
so
wow.
Everybody's like, yeah, we're going to do it. So we had mothers in the church and everything. They said, we're going to do it. They came that first day. And then it was only a 7-week class. And little by little, they dropped off. So the last 2 people in the class was my mom and the pastor. And so I think it was the second to last class, week 6, they said, okay, we're going to go in the deep end. And she was like, nope, not going. And so she said, I will stay in the shallow end. And that was it. So the only person that passed the class was the pastor. And I just laughed. I was like, why didn't y'all do this? Like, I was too scared. They wanted me to put my face in. I didn't want to put my face in. I'm like, okay.
Didn't want to get my hair wet.
Exactly. So my mom, when she went swimming, she stayed in the shallow end. She could swim perfectly, freestyle, backstroke, all that. In the shallow end, she could go a little bit further. Like, she'll go probably the deepest she probably would go was 6 feet, and then she'll turn around and go back. But
it's just something about when your feet can't touch the bottom.
Yeah.
Like, and wait a minute.
I know some people, they don't like the water at their neck.
Okay.
And they timid with that. And I'm like, it's okay. Or most kids, they don't like water in their ears or water in their face. They'll try to grab their towel. No, you don't need your towel. Just wipe your face. And my hands are wet. I'm like, shake it off and just wipe your face. You'll be okay. I just have kids, and then the parents be right there trying to get the towel. I'm like, no towel. No. They're fine.
I'll bet even watching a child learn, that gives parents confidence to actually do it.
Yeah,
also.
It does. Because I had one family, she has 7 kids now, and I started off with her first 4, and then she started, and then she was in my lessons for 3 years before she finally learned how to swim. And she was pregnant and all with her 7th child doing swim lessons. I was like, okay, fine. And she's got that confidence to do it, watching her kids do it.
Yes.
And so it's just an amazing feeling that I've touched so many kids and then touched so many families. I get invited to family gatherings at other people's houses all the time. And I'm like, okay. And then I get kids like, Miss T, can you come to my school? I'm like, okay. If it's okay with your parents, it's okay. And then I get kids that go on swim team at high school, and they remember me. And it was like, you're Miss Tashanna, right? I'm like, yeah. You taught me how to swim when I was 5. And I'm looking at the kid, and I'm like,
oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, I do remember you. I'm on
cool.
swim team now. I'm like, that's amazing.
That's
so,
cool.
It's just amazing passion that I have.
Yeah.
What I didn't even think I would have it, because I was so afraid of water.
Yeah. Do you have children?
Yes. I have a 7-year-old named Phoenix, and I wish I taught him sooner. I didn't, because he kept getting ear infections, and I was like, you know what? I don't want him to get tubes in his ear. And so I said, when you're ready, we'll learn how to swim.
Okay.
So I started when he was 2, and he said, Mommy, this is too much water. And so I said, okay, we don't have to do it no more. When you're ready, we'll learn. And so when he was 4, I said, do you want to learn? He said, yes. So he was learning a little bit, and then he was swimming with his little floaty belt and everything. And so up until this summer, he got the confidence to lose his floaty belt and start swimming.
Oh, wow.
So he actually went swimming yesterday without me. I was a little bit like, okay. I was watching from the window because he was with his friends and everything. So I said, okay, you're fine. And I was like, swim a lap. And he swam the lap perfectly. So he's swimming. So, at
7.
He's 7.
Yay.
Yeah. He's 7. Yeah. I have kids that, start when they're younger, and now they're swimming like better than me. I have kids that when I'm teaching a certain stroke, I'm like, you know what? You do that better than me.
Wow.
It's like, no, I don't. I'm like, yeah, you do. Mine don't look like that anymore. It doesn't.
Talk to us about water safety. What are some pointers that you could give us about water safety?
Okay. If you have a pool, lake, pond, or if you live on the ocean, just make sure if you have doors on the back door, just make sure they're locked. Make sure kids are not able to get there without you. Let me see, what else? Enroll in swim lessons. Take your kids to open swim so they won't be afraid of the water. Just basic water safety, world knowledge. If you don't know where to start, you can go to the CDC website, which is Center of Disease Control, and they have a lot of water safety things on there that you can look up. You can also Google it. Google's a big thing now.
It really is.
You can Google up water safety, and you can go from there.
Right. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So tell us again, how can we find out about where your swim lessons are?
You can go to the YMCA website, which is www.fwymca.org. You could click the branches, and the Renaissance Point is where I teach at. Or if you don't want to go there, you can go to any other branches we have in town. We have the Parkview branch, Jorgensen, Central, what else? Jackson R. Lehman. We have some in Bluffton, which is the Kaler Nickel. And we have Whitley County. So you go there, and all the branches have the same session time. So the next one is October 28th, and the registration again is October 14th for members and October 21st for non-members. And the price ranges are different depending if you're a member or not, but the actual prices range from $22 to $56 depending on the age of the child. So there, and then if you are a member, we have financial assistance, and it's easier to join the Y. Very easy. It doesn't take long. You get registered in one day. So in less than 20 minutes, you get registered.
Very nice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yep. Final thought. Do you have a final thought?
Just keep swimming.
Keep swimming. You are listening to Speak Now with Gena right here at 95.7 FM. WELT. We have been listening to Tashanna Harris, Aquatics Coordinator. Thank you.
You're welcome. Aquatics. Aquatics.
Did I pronounce that right?
Aquatics.
Oh, why did you correct me?
I was like, Aquatics. It's okay though. It was funny. See there. You want to right?
Why didn't you tell me it's aquatics?
Like aquatics?
Now I feel stupid.
You're fine. You know what? People always mispronounce the Renaissance Point. They go Renaissance. I'm like, what?
What? They said what?
Renaissance.
I don't feel bad then.
So don't feel bad. They mispronounce everything. Don't feel bad.